Here comes the sun, woman. Oh.
Hello friends, happy March. This is the Sun Woman. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel for my monthly tarot and astrology readings. Before I get to what's happening in the heavens this month and to the individual tarot readings for the signs, I want to just make two quick announcements. I've started a blog on WordPress.com, and my first posts are meditations on the 22 major arcana. I'll be doing one meditation each month, and I've written these meditations and included a link to some musical inspiration. Check out the article from my post in January, and that will give you all the background information on what these meditations are for and how they can help you, kickstart changes in your own life. Not just using the tarot as a predictive tool, but also using it as an active tool, a psychoactive tool for making changes in our psyche and thus in the world around us. Okay, so check those out on WordPress.com. I've already posted for January, February, and March. Now, I'm also, this month, I'm going to be doing something interesting on my Facebook page, and you can click on the link here that's under the readings here, or on the banner for my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, in order to help you out with some of the eclipse energy that's going on that can make things a little crazy. Some March madness we may have going on already before the eclipse and for this eclipse period. To help you through it, I'm going to be doing mini tarot card readings for very specific questions. So what you need to do is first subscribe to my YouTube channel, then head over to my Facebook page and like the page. Hopefully you will like it. If you do, I definitely appreciate that. And go ahead and post a very specific question, and I will be doing a 2-card reading in response to your questions. Okay, so these are free readings just to kind of give you a quick read and some quick advice on what may be going on for you this month. So 1 question per person, please, and please be clear and thoughtful before you post. All right, thank you so much for that. Now, what's going on this month? Well, as I said, we have a very emotionally sensitive Pisces new moon on excuse me, on March 8th, and this is a solar eclipse, and the solar eclipse is something that's going to shake up energy, bring out hidden issues that may be going on in your life, and it really signifies a clean break in cosmic energy. Now, we know that every new moon is a seed and a moment in time when we can plant our intentions for the following month. Well, the solar eclipse really gives that a power boost. During the solar eclipse, the moon is directly between the earth and the sun, which is a conjunction, and during the brief time, the moon can actually block out the sun, which temporarily turns off the lights, if you will. Now, we have a very finite focus as human beings, and it's natural for us to concentrate on what's in front of us. But at times, this can really limit our perspective on the world, and we can even miss out on opportunities. Well, what happens is the solar eclipses come along, and they might snatch away the familiar in our lives temporarily, which forces us to consider options we might never have otherwise explored. So, although this can cause temporary upheaval, eclipses can end up in the long run being very kind to us. Major growth can happen during these cosmic power outages, and this is when we should really leap into the new and generally improved terrain in our life, even if we feel a little forced by circumstances, okay? Now, we're going to be very eager to take that leap since the moon jumps right into impulsive Aries, not far after that. So, we really want to focus on the new changes in our life. We want to not be afraid to make those changes and put our intentions out into the universe. And what can usually happen on a new moon in a matter of months can happen perhaps in a 30-day period when we have a solar eclipse. So a lot of power there behind that, okay? Those are just my announcements, and let's go ahead and do the individual tarot readings for each of the individual signs. And these again can apply to your sun, moon, or rising sign. So if one sign does not resonate with you, check out the others, and those messages may apply closer to your situation. Thank you so much, and let's go ahead and do the individual readings. Hello Libra. This new moon in Pisces, solar eclipse, is going to be highlighting your 6th house. Now, what is your 6th house? Well, that represents your health. It represents your diet. You know, if you want to start a new exercise program, you know, you would be inspired when you have activity in this 6th house. Your 6th house is a house that will allow healing on some level for you, especially with your mind-body connection, okay? So if you have had any ailments that have been affecting you, if you've been thinking about getting treatments, anything from, you know, going to doctor's visits, to the dentist, to starting a new exercise routine, going to the gym, going to get some physical therapy or a chiropractor, whatever the case is, these things would fall under your 6th house. So you need to assess yourself and find out where in your life there may be something that is off balance for you in your health or your body. Perhaps your body image has changed drastically. Perhaps you've gained weight, or you want to gain weight, and you need to find a way to do these things. This is the perfect time for a new beginning for you. With this new moon in Pisces, we're talking about a healing situation here for you, and you have this energy in that health house to really boost you forward in whatever it is that you want to start doing or change or improve or heal in your life, okay? Now, the 6th house also has to do with your work, and that can mean your daily job, your co-workers, whatever it is you're doing to, you know, make money, pay your bills, would fall in this 6th house. So that area of your life could be highly active in this new moon cycle, which is between March 8th and April 7th. You may be starting a new job. You may be looking for a new job. There may be a lot of activity going on at your job. There may be some stuff going on that is behind the scenes that you are not fully aware of what is taking place right now. So, you know, you may want to look deeper into a situation where it might affect your job. Again, there is the need perhaps to look deeper into your health situation. So if you've been looking to you know, get some checkups, this would be a perfect time to do that and get a good handle and read on your current health status, as well as your employment situation, okay? So wherever the 6th house is concerned, and with that Pisces there is the ability for you to heal. And this healing situation can be applied to your work, to your projects, to the people that you work with. Also, you know, where in your life is there the possibility to impact communities that you live in, or other individuals in positive ways, okay? What is it that you dream of beginning that could live beyond you and help, you know, help love find its way through your work in the world? So there may be more of a focus on working in a way that is spiritually enriching to you, that is, you know, appeals to you on more of a level than just, making ends meet, okay? So you may find yourself in service. There may be a job situation that opens up in a nonprofit area for you, or some type of charitable organization. So this would be an excellent time for you to volunteer in those areas or to work in those areas, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and find out what the message is for Libra for this new moon period in Pisces. What is the message for Libra? Message for Libra for this new moon in Pisces cycle. Message for Libra. Libra. Okay. All right, we're doing a 5-card reading here. We have the moon in the past. We have the 3 of Wands in the current situation, current position. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the near future. We have the King of Swords crowning. And we have the Hierophant at the base of the deck, which is also the potential outcome here, okay? The King of Swords is crowning. It is also the advice card there. Now, I'm going to pull a card from the Tao Oracle deck and find out what the underlying energy is here. What is the message that you need to know? What is the message that you need to know in reference to this new moon in Pisces? For my Libras, what is the message for Libra? Message for Libra. What is the message for Libra at the base of this? All right, we have the card Revolution. Look at that card, is beautiful. And that looks like a phoenix to me, rising over the people, the figures that are here. So, what are the key words here for revolution? Well, transformation, a radical change, give up the old to make way for the new, a quantum leap. All right, so what I'm getting from this card, especially when we're talking about your 6th house, there really may be the opportunity for you to transform your health, your body, your fitness level. There may be, there may have been concerns that you have had in the past about these areas, or about a health situation. You may be recuperating from something, from an illness, or perhaps a surgery, or there may have been something in the recent past where you were just concerned, you had concerns about your health. For my female Libras, there may have been changes for you on a, as far as your female reproductive system. You may have been going through fluctuations in hormonal levels. You may be going through, some of you may be going through menopause, and so you may be needing some help in keeping your hormonal levels, on a healthy level for you, healthy functioning level. We have the moon in the past here, and the moon talks about things that we need to look deeper into, okay? Moon also is the feminine symbol, okay? So there is a strong focus here on the feminine, on women's cycles, on the cycles of life. Some of you may be wanting to get pregnant, and you may have been having some type of hormonal fluctuations that have have prevented you from conceiving. So that may be something that was that has been on your mind and been of concern to you. For my male Libras, there may be a woman in your life who has been going through some type of hormonal situation, and maybe their moods are fluctuating, or again, you and your partner may be trying to get pregnant. So this may be something that has been heavy on your mind. The moon also speaks to me about weight loss and weight gain. So you may have gained a considerable amount of weight, or more than you are comfortable with, and now you are really saying to yourself, okay, I've got to lose this weight. I need to get back into shape. I need to transform my body either back to where it was or to even better than I was before, okay? So if these are concerns for you, this card, transformation, revolution, is talking about making a drastic transformation to what your previous state was, okay? A radical change, giving up the old for the new. Now, what's covering you right now? Oh, I just want to read to you what the message here is on the moon card. It says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. So again, you may be imagining yourself, transforming your body. You may be imagining yourself in as a stronger person, with a stronger physique, or, transforming into the body shape and fitness level that you've always dreamt of being in, okay? Now, with the 6th house, again, this also can talk about our work situation. So there may have been something going on in your work that you are not aware of, Libra, something going on behind the scenes where you don't have a clear picture of what's taking place. So there may be meetings, that you are not privy to, maybe higher ups. Something is going on in the recent past, in this last month period, in reference to your job, your work situation, potentially, and you need to get more information about it. Now, what is covering you? Well, the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is saying that there may be a need for you to strike out into other paths, to strike out on your own, to expand into other areas. 3 of Wands for me is a networking card. So if we're talking about your work here, there may be changes going on in your work situation that may result in your need to find new work, find new employment, expand yourself as far as your contacts, your professional network. What I'm seeing here is the 5 of Pentacles, which is coming up in the near future. So as a result, perhaps, of what's been going on that you're not sure of, there may be a work slowdown, there may be a renegotiation of contracts. The 3 of Wands talks about contractual negotiations or contracts being signed. So perhaps there was a work slowdown, there are contracts that are being reviewed and signed right now, and as a result of that, you may not be working, or you may be temporarily out of work, and that 5 of Pentacles could indicate financial stress as a result of that, okay? Now, this doesn't look like it is something that is going to be permanent for you, whether you go back to this job or whether something new presents itself for you, there does look like there is going to be a transformation for you. And again, it may be a radical change from what you were doing before. If this is a work, if this is in reference to your work. So whether you go back to what you were doing or whether you start something new or get involved in something new, it is the situation that you're seeing right now, though it may seem like things are out of your control and you don't know what's happening. Ultimately, it is going to be a positive change for you and maybe set you off into another direction that you never thought that you would go into. Okay, definitely it says giving up the old to make way for the new. So there may be a new profession, a new job that's coming into the picture for you that will replace what you were doing before. Now, the Three of Wands says to be what we are and to become what we are capable of becoming is the only end of life. So what you were doing perhaps is not what you are meant to do or who you are really meant to be. Okay, maybe it was a temporary situation along your path of really becoming who you are meant to be in this life and doing what you were put here to do. Okay, Libra? Now, in the near future, again, we have the Five of Pentacles, which says, resolve to be thyself and know that he who finds himself loses his misery. So perhaps what this is saying is, even if this situation temporarily destabilizes you, perhaps financially, know that you have to be true to yourself and true to who you are and what your gifts really are in this lifetime for you, okay? And in finding yourself, finding who you are, finding your path, your corner of the sky, this will resolve any upset or any misgivings that you may have due to circumstances changing beyond your control, okay? Now, crowning you is the King of Swords. The King of Swords, this is air sign energy, and the King of Swords can represent Libra, it can represent Aquarius, and also Gemini. And I feel like this represents you, male or female Libra. The King of Swords is a very strong leader. He or she has the ability to make decisions, to take decisive action, to see the big picture, okay? They can see very clearly above what's going on in their lives towards the future. So this is air energy, which allows, which talks about the mind and the inner mind and the inner knowing and inner understanding. So regardless of what the circumstances are around you, I feel like you really know who you are, you know what you're capable of, and you know what you need to do. Now, the King of Swords is the king. I call him the cutting king because he has his swords, and sometimes he has to make the cut. He has to cut ties. He has to sever himself from a situation in order to further his own dreams, goals, and desires. Often he can be regarded as selfish sometimes because he is very good at making plans and implementing plans, but often his plans are more self-serving than for the greater good. But his goal, his lesson in this life is to make sure that the plans that he implements are also for the greater good. So I feel what this is saying is that you may need to take drastic measures to keep moving forward, to implement your own plans, to maybe not worry about what is going on around you that is unstable. You have to stay focused on what your goals and dreams are and setting those things into motion that will move you into who you are really meant to be and what you're meant to do in this life. The message on the King of Swords is the great virtue is the real courage to face facts and live beyond them. So you may be needing to face the facts that a situation has changed. Again, with that new moon eclipse in your 6th house, eclipses often eclipse out situations. So this may eclipse you out of a situation that you were in, a job or work situation, into eclipsing you into something greater than what you were doing before, and that is more resonant to who you are and what your skills and gifts are. Okay, and at the base of the deck we have, at the base of the reading, we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the outcome of taking the action here that is given through the advice card. The Hierophant is someone who represents the establishment. Okay, the Hierophant can be companies that have been around a long time, organizations that have been around a long time, that are established, that have a very strong structure. So you may find opportunities for work perhaps in a company that has been around for a considerable amount of time, that is well established, not a startup, but somewhere that has perhaps a lot of employees. There are a lot of hierarchies, meaning there are workers, then there are managers, then there are supervisors, then there are managing partners, perhaps CEOs, CFOs. So whatever this is, it says that you are going to perhaps find yourself involved in that type of organization, that type of company, where there is structure there, rules. There are rules that need to be followed. There are rules of conduct. The message here from the Hierophant is rules are not necessarily sacred. Principles are. Okay? So what that says to me is that you have to find yourself and find the level of where you are, so that the work that you're doing also resonates to your own sense of being, your own life rules, your own values. That's the word that I'm looking for. The work that you need to be doing must equal the values that you have, or else you will not be fully satisfied. And possibly what you may have been doing that may be possibly eclipsed out was not resonant to your own values, and now it is time for you to move into a job or move into a situation where your values are represented by the work that you do. Now, only you know what that could be, okay? So perhaps you were working in corporate America, okay? And the company is going through some unstable situations, and there are shakeups in that company, and perhaps you are going to need to find a stable situation elsewhere. Well, maybe there is a cause, or maybe there is something that you feel strongly about, a humanitarian cause, a charitable organization, a political organization that you have always wanted to become involved in, and this may be where you find your life's work. Okay? Now, if we're talking about health situations, if we're talking about your daily routine, what I feel is that you are going to need to expand from where you have been. So say you have been doing things a certain way, you've been exercising a certain way, you have been eating a certain way, and those things are no longer affecting you in a positive way. You need to find something else that's going to help you do that healing process in your life. You may need to get help. You may need to find a nutritionist. You may need to find assistance from outside of you that is going to allow you to heal your situation and move to the next level. The Hierophant talks again about establishments. The Hierophant can represent doctors. It can represent counselors. It can represent, psychiatrists, psychologists, some type of counsel that you go to that can advise you on what you need to do to heal your situation. All right, so just some different themes there, but all in all, the underlying messages here is that regardless of what your situation is, there is the potential for transformation, for a radical change in your life where you're going to be giving up the old to make way for the new, and it's going to be a quantum leap, meaning an exponential leap from where you were to where you are now going. And sometimes in order to make the greatest progress, we have to either jump out of our comfort zone or be shaken out of our comfort zone to where we really are supposed to land, where we really are supposed to take root and soar. Okay? So this is your reading, Libra. I hope that this resonated with you. I would love to be able to do a private reading for you, so please contact me on my website if you're interested in that. I thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, for all of your feedback. I appreciate it tremendously, in connecting with everyone who I've connected with, and for those of you who have become clients of mine, thank you so much for having faith in me and for allowing me to read for you. Thank you again. I do appreciate your attention and your presence in my life, and again, I hope I've been a blessing to you. I wish you all good things, Libra, and I bid you, as always, namaste.